You are a Hard Knocks fan. I am a Hard Knocks fan.
Big time.
Last year, I forewent watching it because I just couldn't. COVID was enough in my life that I didn't need Hard Knocks to remind me how much it was in my life. But I'm in this year. Liev Schreiber's got me back, and I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I want to start talking about Ezekiel Elliott.
Yes.
He wants to eat, but not the same stuff from before. He's looking thin. He's looking lean. He's looking mean.
He's wearing a sweatshirt to practice. Of course he's looking lean. He's sweating all day.
In Texas, outside.
Correct.
In August.
Zeke is hungry. This is obviously a recurring theme for him personally as a player in his celebration, but he looks really hungry to like make up for what happened last year, where his armor was dented and busted in terms of how he was looked at as a bona fide, arguably always top three, but you could make that argument might be the best guy in the league.
Right.
And then that is not the conversation anymore. That conversation has become McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Kamara gets up there, sometimes Saquon healthy. Zeke has fluttered downward into 5, 6, 7, but boy, he's looking fast. He knows about the fumbleitis, so mentals are there. He knows it happened, doesn't have to happen anymore. Maybe I went $61 in my auction draft on him. Maybe I did.
Maybe you did. Probably did. Yeah, you did.
I did.
You did. Do you feel good about it?
Zeke Elliott.
I mean, that's
really good about it.
That's a strong backfield as long as they play to potential.
Health is a concern for both one technically.
Right. And so maybe Zeke's personal health isn't what you're concerned about. Maybe it's the guy that throws the ball in Dallas. Dak Prescott, I am also aware of you being quite a big fan of his. So how are you feeling about Dak? He was a little banged up to start. Episode 1, didn't get to see him throw the ball too much. Episode 2, started throwing the ball a little bit. But if Dak comes back, let's say he's healthy all season, plays all 17 games, that's going to be a really weird thing that happens.
Yes.
Do you think he can come back and be a candidate for MVP?
If healthy, there's very big contingent on him playing the full 17.
Right.
But that dude plays the full 17. He looks locked in as hell. He's taken all the mental reps, even though he can't throw. Like, he's locked in and knowing where everyone's supposed to be on the field. He's becoming a true leader on that team. I'm a Dolphin fan. I'm speaking just from what I'm seeing. And again, that fantasy perspective, or to your question of can he be an MVP? Yeah. Let's not forget what he did with 4.5 or 5.5 weeks before the gruesome injury, lighting the whole world on fire with statistics. Now, the team was struggling, but
there was no defense. They did not have defense.
But they're improving some of those things. Some of those things look a little better. They drafted a pretty good linebacker, I'm pretty sure.
Micah
He's
Parsons.
That he seems to be always where the ball is, and at least in what Hard Knocks is showing, he's always around. They won't let him play much, but the plays that he plays, he is literally wherever the ball is, which is what you want out of that player, that position. Dak could absolutely repeat numbers from the first 5 weeks of last year. There'd be literally nothing stopping it. CeeDee Lamb looks better.
That's the thing I wanted to jump to next. CeeDee Lamb looks like the second coming of Michael Irvin in that offense, and they even referenced it. A little thin.
He's got
bulk up a little bit, but his route running is
nasty,
gross. It's gross. And with a CeeDee Lamb that wasn't running these routes last year, Dak I think he was on pace to throw 5,000 yards plus.
Yeah, it was bad. It was a lot of yards,
and he was just slinging. He was full gunslinger.
And Gallup's no slouch. Cooper ain't done either. This is only better and better for Dak to come in and have all those weapons. Zeke, you nailed where I was going with. Zeke's health was really Dak's health, because a healthy Dak means Zeke is absolutely an elite running back again. But an unhealthy Dak, a banged up Dak, or I don't want this to be true, but out of the game Dak, Zeke's diminished. He needs, not just because apparently they're best friends, which I love, by the way, but not just because of that, but because Dak is that much more of an upgrade, he is when healthy, he's a top 3 quarterback in the league, maybe top 5 if you're being rude.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe we'll dive more into that in a minute, but we did talk about Dallas's defense prospectively getting better, and they have brought in defensive coordinator Dan Quinn, who I know best for doing a great job with the Seattle Seahawks defense as their defensive coordinator, then somehow losing a Super Bowl to the New England Patriots as the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, which was kind of on the defense, but whatever. It's not a huge deal.
Whatever. Well, the offense really didn't kill clock appropriately.
That's true.
Or they also decided that's a double-edged sword. They tried too hard to kill clock and then put no points on. And then when it was too late, reversed course. I think it was a double-edged fuckery there.
Right. So
Meltdown.
Do you think Dan Quinn will help this Dallas defense?
Yeah, the dude knows what's up. I mean, you went from the Seattle Seahawks defense, which everyone knows that was like Legion of Boom time. That was like, again, strong. That Falcons D was actually good. You just highlighted the one moment, their hour and a half. Correct. That's a 90-minute window of bad. They got to the Super Bowl though, and defense was a part of that. So this dude knows how to coordinate a defense. This is good news. I think their coaching situation took a big upgrade with McCarthy and Dan Quinn, just overall the last 2 seasons. So these are guys that they've won. They know what it tastes like. That's what you need out of leadership. I think it makes them better.
So what has been, to wrap up our Hard Knocks segment, what has been one of your favorite moments thus far in Hard Knocks?
Favorite moment, first 2 episodes. I already told you how much I love finding out that they were best friends.
The door slam was amazing.
Was amazing because he had his birthday
the
present.
Gift, and that was the worst wrapping job I've ever seen by any human being ever.
I'm about that level. I'm a bad rapper. Yeah.
He did so poorly.
Their friendship is kind of so far my favorite thing. I also liked seeing Jerry Jones put extra salt on a arguably had to be already salty breakfast sandwich looking thing. It didn't make sense what I was watching, and that they kept it in feels like some sort of meme moment, but they kept it, which means there's a lot of thought behind HBO films and what they're doing. I'm like,
oh yeah,
why'd they show me that? What am I supposed
to come back?
take? What am I supposed to take from this? He's very old, probably shouldn't be eating additional salt on his food. Not that the food itself was any good. Maybe he said, this is where my brain goes. I'm like, he's pulling a Warren Buffett move. Warren Buffett publicly eats McDonald's and burgers and drinks Coca-Cola. He happens to own large swaths of those companies too.
Right.
Maybe Jerry's like, show these motherfuckers I'll eat this trash. I'm never going to die. I'll never die. I'm going to own this team. Like, I'm serious. That's where my brain went. I'm like, he is flexing. He's flexing. That dude should be not eating that for breakfast or lunch. He should have someone bring up a very nice steak with small, little, tiny roasted potatoes. The small ones, not the big one. Big ones are for poor people. Small ones, the small potatoes. That's what he should have been eating instead of a fucking McDonald's sandwich.
He was like, no, bring me the McDonald's sandwich.
He was flexing. Plus, I think that was from his own fucking cafeteria. It was wrapped in a non-branded. So I'm like, what's happening here? Sorry, no one else saw it that way, but like, I'm watching that and I'm like, I need the backstory of this scene.
How did this sandwich get to this man? And he was like, more salt, please. That's what I need to know.
That's right.
Give me the information now.
Because also, isn't it strange? Not that I'm trying to go deep on this, but you got to assume that obviously this is catered directly to his office. So there's some sort of support staff involved. Yeah. Couldn't someone have just told the fucking chef, just put a little extra salt on it instead of the restaurant, but not like high end, but not low end either. Right. Salt shaker that may live in his desk. I can't tell.
He might just put more salt on everything. He's just like, you know what? I'm looking at this It needs more salt. I don't care.
I want to know more, but I won't get it unless it recurs again. 3 more episodes. If he eats another thing and they show him with salt, I'm going crazy on Twitter about it.
Tune in next week, guys, when we have Jerry Jones come in and explain his salt addiction. He'll be here with us.